Again and again in history, some people wake up. They demand room for bold and audacious action. The future speaks ruthlessly through them. They change the world. In 1911, a young American woman named Margaret Sanger wrote a series of articles on sexual education. She made her mark in the 20th century as a birth control crusader, a feminist, a reformer, and a radical socialist.
This I believe, first of all, that all our basic convictions must be tested and transmuted in the crucible of experience. And sometimes the more bitter the experience, the more valid the purified belief.
The life mission of Elise Ottesen Jensen, a Swedish feminist, was to fight for women's rights to understand and control their own body and sexuality. In India, Lady Rama Rao, another believer of rights, came to pioneer family planning in the country. She received a Padma Bhushan for her untiring efforts to bring contraceptive choices to Indian women. These women, men, and several more continue to challenge many social conventions, campaigning for women's rights in family planning.
There is an old Indian proverb which has inspired me in the work of my adult life. Quote, build thou beyond thyself. Yes, to build, to work, to plan to do something, not for yourself, not for your own benefit, but beyond thyself.
On November 29, 1952, these change makers founded a worldwide movement called the International Planned Parenthood Federation. Their aim? To make sexual and reproductive health and rights a reality for all. They actively promoted their cause, recruited more supporters, campaigned tirelessly, and influenced governments and opinion leaders. Today, it has grown into a global movement across 170 countries and 152 member associations with millions of volunteers and dedicated staff. IPPF advocates full and frank information about one's body and the right to decide when to start a family and how big it should be, care during and after pregnancy, contraceptive choices, safe abortion care services, protection from HIV and AIDS, and sexuality education, especially for young people. In spite of these advances, huge challenges still remain, especially in South Asia. Poverty, maternal mortality, gender-based violence, child marriages, restrictive abortion laws, and socio-religious barriers. To change these numbers, we need to influence traditional thinking and mindsets, persuade governments, engage religious leaders, promote youth leadership, forge new partnerships, include communities. This day is not far away if more people in more places stand up and persuade decision makers to promote sexual and reproductive health and rights. The change will come only if we stand up for what we believe.
I was prepared to face opposition, even ridicule, denunciation. But I also had to prepare myself to face courts and even prisons. But I resolved to stand up alone, if necessary, against all the entrenched forces which opposed me. This I believe,